Ledge, welcome to Royals TV. We're getting to know all of the coaches that work with the gaffer, and it's great to be able to speak to you as well. So you're the constant here. You are the man that Reading fans remember on the pitch as a player. How important do you think that is for the fans to see you in the dugout now?
Yeah, I've been here a long time, certainly as a player before and obviously recently as a coach. It's great to be here first and foremost. I love the club, I love working for the club, I love playing for the club, and to still be part of it, obviously with change of management was obviously difficult initially, but I think to still be around and involved in the day-to-day of what goes on and how we prepare to win games of football is still special to me, and I'm really pleased to be here.
I guess change is the big word in football, isn't it? You'd have been aware of that right the way through, from a kid right the way through as a player and a coach. Change is always in football, I guess.
Yeah, probably going through my career as a professional, probably never went through a transfer window without there being some sort of speculation and what might happen, what happens, what doesn't happen. But obviously being on this side as well, you still need to be adaptable and make sure that you're ready for whatever comes.
And as a coach now, you've mentioned that as a player you experience all those emotions. How important is that now, or how much value do you put on that, being able to talk to the players about what they go through on a day-to-day basis?
I think to be able to help players through these situations, through my experience, having conversations and knowing a lot of them through certainly some of the academy players that have come through, like Kelvin A, Jarrell, most recently Andre and Ashkar. They'll probably go through a lot of these, challenging moments. So using my experience to try and help them, try and prepare them for first team football, and even speaking to some of the senior lads, I guess just, being a constant and trying to almost build that trust and build a relationship, I think helps.
That path from the academy building to the first team building is a well-trodden path at Reading as well. How much pride do you take in that?
I think it's massive for the club. You see, the ones that have come through before and the ones that continue to come through, and the guys over there, Jilksy, Michael Jilks, Harrison Jilks, who I've worked with, Peter Scott, have done a great job, and the ones before them, and I'm sure the ones after them will continue to do so. And it's important that we keep producing players, because for me, that's what Reading's all about. That's the foundation of the club. Of course, we want to be competitive, but again, we're a well-known club for that reason, and I think that the longer that continues, the better it will be for the club in the whole.
And how's it now with the new coaching setup as well? We're getting to know everybody. It seems to be very different characters, but all sort of knitting together very well.
Yeah, it's been different, but again, been really good. Really getting to understand how the gaffer wants to work, how Rob works, how James works, how Scoey works. Really good knowledge and experience about football, and they've been to some brilliant places in terms of, and worked with some good coaches as well. So just having discussions around their experiences, how they want to play, how we go about doing things is obviously been quite an eye-opener. So really pleased to be part of it.
Huge range of experiences, but you got international experience as well with Antigua as well. How informative has that been for you as a coach?
Really good. So I started that a few years ago. I'm no longer doing it now, obviously, because of the demands of being up here, but certainly learnt a lot from doing so, and had some great experiences, took me to some lovely places, of course, but also allowed me to challenge myself in terms of setting up for competitive football, challenging for playing in the Nations League against, teams that we really probably had no chance of beating. So again, almost starting from the ground up in terms of building a sort of philosophy, and unfortunately it didn't last too long. It lasted 4 years, but you know, I really enjoyed the time, and obviously I played for Antigua, so and got a lot of family there, so you know, it's something that sits really, you know, pure in my heart.
What's it like to represent your country?
It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling, especially when you be in such a small nation, going up against some of the bigger teams in the Caribbean or in the CONCACAF region. You know, I remember we played the USA going back 2012, I think it might have been. Again, great experience. Played against some big hitters, and for some of the players, the local players at that time, something they would never experience. So something I really enjoyed, and you know, hopefully, you know, who knows what the future brings in years to come. There's maybe another opportunity for me.
And one moment we have to ask you about, because every Reading fan would have wanted to have been you in this occasion, when you scored the goal that sealed the promotion. The scenes afterwards, the picture of you in the tunnel is still there to this day. Try and describe that feeling, like instantly when it happened and then the aftermath.
I guess initially, well, scoring the goal was obviously scoring goals is always a great feeling. Obviously, the importance of the goal and what come after. Obviously, you can't really describe, you know, that moment. The pictures, the celebrations after probably depicts, you know, what it was really about. The moment that really stands out for me was just the fans coming onto the pitch. That was probably the most special moment in that time, and obviously sharing the celebrations with all my friends, family, etc. was amazing. For what that brought to the club at the time was obviously great, and it's lovely to still be remembered for that. But you know, with hopefully now myself and, you know, a few others who've sort of carved the way for, you know, some of the younger ones coming through to now really, you know, it's for them to start to create some history for us.
But with seasons being so long, when pre-season start, you know, all the way back in June, July, and you work towards a moment like that, when after 10 or 11 months you get that moment, there must be an insane release.
Yeah, definitely. I think if you actually look at how we started the season, we had the hangover of losing at Wembley, obviously in the playoff final, so we didn't start the season particularly well, and I think it took us to November before we actually got going. So from there on out, it was great, from where we actually started to where we finished, and to finish as champions as well, which was obviously brilliant.
All great experience to bring into the modern day and where we are now in League One.
Yeah, still lots to take from. You know, I know it seems like a long time ago, but there's still loads to take from that. Certainly the fundamentals of football don't change. You still got to be able to compete, you still got to be able to run, tackle, head, stick the ball in the back of the net, which is the most important thing. So still trying to, as a coach, bring all those things together with different ideas with the other guys, and hopefully we can bring that to the table and start to climb up the table.